Hello everyone, thanks for tuning in to today's second video. Going to have a look at weather for the next 10 to 14 days. For today's second video, day 10, will take us to the 16th of July. And we'll be able to extend out beyond that with the GFS and ECM ensembles. They run to around a couple of weeks. We'll have a look at CF32 at the end of the video. It's 4 weeks, which will get us to the beginning of August. I'll get on that for you in a moment. Just that first video series our 6 AM upload. So check out that video if you'd like to do that. Thank you so much, everybody. Don't forget the LEO forecast was released on Sunday, so you have not yet caught up, but you can find it on the GavsWeatherVids YouTube channel homepage. So have a look at that. It's very, very interesting forecast for winter 2022-2023 for the North Atlantic Oscillation. Okay, well, I'm going to get on with today's video. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. I'm going to get on with today's video then. So let's have a look, shall we? Let's start off with the central temperature. So CT is currently standing at 14.6, which is around 1.5 degrees below average. That's provisional to yesterday, to the 5th of July. So it has been quite a cool start to July, actually, and I think the first week of the month is probably going to come out with a kind of an average temperature anomaly. Of course, where we go beyond that, as we get into the second half, the middle part of the month remains to be seen, but certainly quite a coolish sort of start to July. These are the GFS upper air temperature and precipitation ensembles next to the release on Dover today. So the red line is the 30-year upper air temperature average for Dover. You see we're about average with the upper air temperatures at the moment. They are going to be lifting up gradually over the next few days, but it's really next week actually, around middle part of the month, but we see those upper air temperatures properly rising, becoming very warm to hot at least. And again, some of these ensemble members are becoming very, very hot for a few days here. Not for long, you know, just for a day or so, maybe not even that long, maybe only 12 hours or so. But some of those ensemble members are spiking up to between 20 and 25 degrees. 8 to 28 degrees, extremely hot, and would be approaching temperature records, you know, depending on how much sunshine there is, whether there's thunderstorms involved in it and whatnot. But still, the hints are there for a heat spike and at least a day or two of very hot weather, sometime between around the 15th and, say, the 18th or the 19th of July, somewhere in that window. Just there, there is a prospect of some very hot weather. Still within the GFS ensemble. Precipitation-wise, there's lots and lots of dry weather over the next week, 10 days. Barely going to be any measurable rain in Dover at all. And even in the XN range, you know, as we get this heat spike, there may be a cool down. There's not much sign of thunder associated with that. Although, of course, it's a very, very long way out and extended range. So the model will probably not be picking up on thunderstorms at that range in any case. So it looks very dry over the next week, 10 days, and getting hotter, I think, is basically the message there. Temperature anomalies from the 6th to the 14th of July, going to be above average, particularly so for England and Wales. Precipitation anomalies from the 6th to 14th of July to be drier than normal, particularly so again for England and Wales. Let's move from that from Earth nullschool.net shows that high pressure is getting closer. We've got an area of high pressure seen just to our west-southwest. That's on its way in to the country with the jet stream, the areas of low pressure gradually being shunted northwards. Right, let's go through the chart data there. This is you can make Euro run. It's looking at midnight on Saturday. High pressure still there just to our west-southwest over the rest of the weekend into next week. That high pressure then becomes centrally located over top of the country. That will increase the sunshine and increase the temperature with that area of high pressure. The high pressure still dominates the weather across northern West Europe as we get into the 30th of July. Middle of next week sees that big area of high pressure still in control of weather, mainly dry and becoming increasingly warm through the course of next week. Icon looks like that. Again, high pressure originating from off the Atlantic over the weekend into next week. We're under that big ridge of high pressure, so we've lots of dry, fine and very warm weather to enjoy. By the middle of next week, Icon's actually trying to move cooler and more showery conditions into the northern half of the country anyway. Still probably very warm and dry, though down in the south. Weakening the ridge a little bit, starting to push it out into the Atlantic with Icon by the middle of next week. GFS midnight run, again, with that area of high pressure originating from off the Atlantic. That's been also dry and warm, or very warm weather with it over weekend into next week. That high pressure weekend a little bit, allows some low pressure into the north and west, and wind turns into the northwest around the middle part of next week. And that brings showery conditions into the north. The south, though, is reasonably dry. And then head on up towards day 10. We've got a bit of a north-south split then setting up. This is the weekend, 16th, 17th of July. In the north, it looks rather cool and showery. In the south, it's dry, quite warm. No heat spike with the GFS midnight run. So we just keep the south a little bit drier and warmer with this ridge more unsettled up to the north and to the northwest, and then the high pressure sort of pulls out to our west. We bring in this cooler northwest wind, and then the high pressure backing it over the country by the end of the GFS midnight run, which today gets the 22nd of July. So going to be no heat spike with that. Going to be quite warm and dry down in the south, a little bit more unsettled in the north. No excessive heat on the GFS midnight run. What about 6 then? Let's have a look at that then. So high pressure originating from off the Atlantic over weekend into next week, bringing lots of dry, warm weather with it. Around Tuesday, the high pressure weakens a little bit. Now some low pressure into the northwest, that brings some cloud and rain in up there. Then we go into this rather showery sort of northwesterly wind as we get through to the 14th of July. Looks like, again, the chance of a heat spike is off the table, but probably not, because then this high pressure strengthens again, this ridge strengthens again in the south on the 16th of July. So, we have got very, very hot air just to our south through Spain into Biscay with plus 20, 25 Celsius ice pushing northwards. As you get through the 17th of July, that we slips eastwards with the low pressure out to west. We start to suck up this very warm to very hot, I should say, southerly wind. So up comes the plus 20 Celsius isotherm here for Sunday, the 17th of July. Plus 25 Celsius isotherm is approaching the south coast, and that does actually clip in to the far southeastern part of the country. So that's a very hot day there on the 17th of July, albeit we have got heavy showers and thunderstorms again starting to move in from off the Atlantic Ocean. So it's not a stable hot spell, but yes, we do very temporarily, just like 24, 48 hours, we have some extreme heat for ourselves, and then quickly swept away by this area of low pressure. And then we're going to a cooler, showery type scenario as you go into the end of the GFS 6Z run. What sort of temperatures are we looking at with that? Let's have a look. This is how afternoon temperatures look on Saturday, 16th of July. So quite widely across central, southern, southeastern parts of England, going for 30, 22 degrees, add a couple of degrees on. Definitely going into the low 30 Celsius there, anyway, into the 90s Fahrenheit. Overnight temperatures from Saturday to Sunday, 16th, 17th of July. Look at that. Really warm night, very uncomfortably warm. Temperatures in some southern areas not falling much below 22, 23 degrees. That is an incredibly warm night. Probably will break records. And then afternoon temperatures on Sunday, the 17th of July, look like that. Yes, we are still seeing a 40 there across East Anglia. 40 degrees still being projected there through East Anglia, widely sort of 35, 36, 37, 38 degrees into the 100 Fahrenheit mark. But yes, we do still see that 40 degree temperature possibility across East Anglia. Again, look how hot it is across most parts of the continent. 42, 43 degrees there. Absolutely incredible temperatures on the 17th of July being forecast by GFS 6 there. But by the time we get through to Monday the 18th of July, it's all over, it's gone. And look at those temperatures, actually a little bit below par across parts of Wales, Midlands, Northern England, for example. Only sort of mid to upper teens Celsius. Still quite warm in far southeast corner. That's really just left over more than anything from like the heat of the day before. You know, when it has been so very hot in the towns and cities, it takes a while to radiate the heat out of the buildings and concrete and whatnot. But yeah, you know, so one day wonder, or a couple of days wonder, but really extreme heat is one day wonder, and then swept away on the GFS 6 there. Right, let's carry on to GM. If you enjoyed the video, please you like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. It would have been Mrs. P's birthday today, so if we can all say a happy birthday to Mrs. P. I know she's with us wherever she is. She's watching us right now, and so happy birthday, Mum. Right, GM again. High pressure has GM has high pressure building in from off the Atlantic there on Saturday, bringing loads of dry and warm weather with it, and that carries on into the early part of next week as well. A little bit more unsettled in the north, a little bit cooler, a little bit more showery up there, but otherwise we're under that big area of high pressure, also dry and warm or very warm weather. Then get through to the 15th, 16th of July, day 9, 10. We are bringing up some heat from the south. We're bringing plus 20 Celsius iceberg onto those southern counties, but it looks very unstable and volatile with a fungi low already developing, and will be threatened to push thunderstorms northwards. The key to whether we're going to get record-breaking heat with this is whether we get the heat in before the fungi low develops ahead of it, if you see what I mean. If the fungi low just comes in with heat, then we probably won't break temperature records because thunderstorms will break out very quickly, and that will limit the temperature potential back into below mid-30 Celsius probably. But if the heat gets in before the fungi low generates, as like the GFS 6 shows, then we have the chance, only a chance, of like record-breakingly hot weather. It is going to get very warm for a day or two, though, I think, sometime around the middle part of the month. And then the ECM GWV looks like that. Again, the high pressure originating from off the Atlantic on Saturday. With lots of dry, fine, very warm weather with that high pressure sits over top of the country next week. That will keep the fine, dry, warm, very warm weather going. I imagine temperatures easily into the upper 20s, low 30s Celsius. With that heading on up to day 10, we find the high pressure of a ridge slipping eastwards. That allows wind to turn into the south. And yes, the ECM start to pull up some very hot air from the south. This is midnight on Saturday, 16th of July, when we are bringing the plus 20 Celsius iceberg onto the south coast. If that carried on another day or so, I suspect it would, we would probably get the upper air temperature even hotter than that. We have got this area of low pressure just here, south-southwest, so that will be threatening a fungi breakdown, but the heat is getting in before that, so I reckon there's a chance of some very hot weather over the weekend of the 16th and 17th of July with that ECM run. This is with precipitation forecast based on that ECM run from tomatoeshow.com. There'll be a lot of dry weather over the next few days away from the far north and northwest anyway. Especially down the south, no measurable rain really, but just southern England all the way up to day 10. The next 10 days completely dry for many parts of the south and the east. These are on the table within the ECM ensemble today. They're back from the Icelandic Met Office. Here we go, 22 members of the ECM ensembles, including the control and the operation run, have high pressure over the site to our south. We'll be bringing up hot air from the south as well. 19 have that high pressure just to our south, a little bit of low pressure into the north. That'll bring something a bit cooler perhaps into the northern part of the country, but otherwise probably drawing up quite hot air from the south. And then 10 with high pressure over to the south of the country. Again, that will bring up quite a lot of hot air from the south once more. So we all seem to be going in the same sort of direction. It does look pretty hot around day 10. Beyond that, to the 17th of July. So this is like the day that might be the peak of any hot weather. We have 27 members of the ECM ensembles with just to our ECM. That would draw up hot air from the south. Low pressure is out to the west. We've got 15 that have high pressure, a little bit more to our south, low pressure to the north. That's a bit flatter, a little bit more Atlantic influence, and then 9 with a ridge through the country and extending northwards a little bit like that. Day after that looks like that, which is the 18th of July. Again, this option here, 27, still looking pretty hot there, drawing up wind from a southerly direction. Low pressure out here, trying to threaten a fungi breakdown. 15 look a lot cooler, bring the wind in from off the Atlantic, flat westerly, and then 9 still under the ridge of high pressure. And then in 2 weeks' time, these are the options that we've got. Gets 21st of July, 27 members of the Eastern Ensemble finally breaking down that ridge with the low pressure out to west. That would be starting to turn wind into a little bit more of a fresher Atlantic type wind. 15 with low pressure in off the Atlantic, that's going to be cooler and more westerly, and then 9 still with a ridge through the country. I think the ECM is starting to go for some pretty hot weather sometime just after the middle part of the month. Shares feature finally, and then we're done. These are 500 millibar high dominant broke down to week period. So first week period will take number 6 to 12th of July, becoming weekly dominated by this area of high pressure, lots of dry and fine weather with that. Week 2, I should say, could be the 13th to the 19th, so I get ahead of myself with high pressure just to our south. Again, we could bring up some hot air from the south with that. Week 3 is going to be the 20th, 26th of July with low pressure just out to our west, and so that does look much more unsettled and cooler as well. And then week 4 will be the 27th of July, 2nd of August. High pressure then sort of setting up to our north, and that will bring in a significantly cooler sort of northeasterly type wind probably. And maybe a little bit unsettled as well, where that white area is underneath the ridge. So we've got ridge just here. Where that white area is around here might actually fill up with a trough of low in the end, with projection doing something a little bit like that. But of course, it's a long way off, and we'd have to wait and see. Okay, we're done there. And if you enjoyed the video, please do like, share, subscribe. Thank you so much, Jim Matt. Don't forget to tell your friends about GavsWeatherVids. Ask them to subscribe as well. If everybody subscribes and is a friend, we're going to get to our next target, which is 14,000 subscribers, so much more quickly. Thank you so much, everybody, for doing that. And why not drop a comment on so much about this and all of our videos. Okay, we're done with today's videos then, so thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest on the potential for some very hot weather around the middle to just after second half of the month, and also have the 10-day forecast in detail for Europe as well, European outlook, and also 6am upload too. It's going to be a busy day tomorrow. Keep checking back to the channel for more. But for this video and for today's videos, that's all now, and thank you so much for watching.